Hello once again, my friends. This is Hambbage, and we're ready for some more hardcore vanilla Minecraft. Glad you're back. Hope you've been enjoying the series so far. This will be episode number 74. So can you in this world? So can you believe that we have almost made it to our Diamond Jubilee of slow cooking, and that's a wonderful thing in my book. Cogito ergo sum. I have to believe that's I think therefore I am. Anybody feel free. My Latin is pretty non-existent, but it's kind of what I would have to guess, I guess. So we'll give it a shot. Alright, let's just give a second for the world to load up here, but not much at all. I thought we just topped off our torches. Didn't we? Why are we short? Did I totally botch that? End of the last episode. We came up here, we were doing all our stuff, we cooked steaks and all that goodness. There were like 31 in the box. We topped off, and that was maybe it like split the stack or something. That's weird. Oh, sneeze. Oh my goodness. Sorry, no mute. Just move the mic. Carry on. That was loud though. In my head, that was loud. Is there anything we did with torches? Very, very strange. That one will leave me guessing a bit. Oh well. No harm done. I think that must be what it was, because like I said, I thought there were 31. When we came back there were 16 in the chest, so it must have halved for whatever reason. Split the stack that I was holding into the chest. Now, you look cool, but you look like trouble, sir. Maybe I'll walk away. Alright, walk away. I've killed enough of your brethren. So we got a fully recharged bow. That's wonderful. We've got a pair of fully charged up pickaxes. We have another full episode to throw at this. Again, totally neglecting poor Dreadmore. I don't want to really have a gap. It hasn't exactly blown up in terms of viewership. Saw a few early on. I hope that doesn't reflect on my playing style, but I think that's kind of to be expected in a 10-year-old game, something. I don't know exactly what the publication date was on it, but yeah, not drawing a lot of buzz in that regard. But we'll just keep throwing stuff up there. You know, I know for myself, and that's kind of what I am doing here. You know, I will often find an old gameplay playlist on one of my, bigger streamers that I like to watch, and then we'll kind of go, if they had a limited run at some height of popularity, 30 videos or whatever, and you go watch through those, and then, if I've found the game fun, I've ended up getting it and then playing it and just want some background or something, I'll search to find other people that made playthroughs of that. And just as I like to do with Minecraft, I'll often try to find people that are a bit more obscure, and aren't just just out there to cover yet another game because they got a code from the developer who wants to help sell more games. And I'm not faulting anybody. I'd love to be in that situation. Hey, play our game. Help us spread the word. We'd love to have more press. Not everybody can do that, and that's fair. I just know that also gets, that they have a limited time to play those games, and they're, say what you want, there's some obligation to find good things to say about it, right? You've been given it, and they want you to give a fair and honest review of it, get some press, get some views, but ultimately the publisher is giving you the copy of that game to help them try to sell it, right? So you're not gonna just be unfettered in your criticisms or your praise for it. All that comes with a bit of a grain of salt. So don't think we'll lock ourselves in intentionally. So now that we've kind of, I don't think I really want to start into that yet. That seems like a bad idea. We just know, we got probably up to about here or so that we've got to, maybe not even that much. Hey, Sonny. Oh, where'd you go? Hey, come back here. Alright, so where were we? We were making some very good progress. Oh, should have been pig headshot. Are headshots the way to go with pigs, or are they just kind of like thick-skulled, whatever? I'm charging. I know we've gotten to this awkwardness. We're kind of floating up above where we've gotten over here. And our best, wow, a nice 2-for-1. Our best thought or decision was to kind of start working some of these as towers as opposed to trying to connect, at least until we get down a little further. So I think we need to refocus over on our original area. And we, kind of bring this down too, but see if we can. Oh, this is new. I think it's just an edge though. But until we get down to kind of a next floor level there, I think we might be well served to just kind of push through. Or then again, maybe that's exactly what we're doing right now, and it won't matter too much. Yeah, I ended up taking a nice little break. It wasn't super excessive, but I definitely got outside. The sun's shining again. It's early evening. Oh, sluggy. So I got out. I actually talked to one of my neighbors. We laughed about the grinder, so other people have noticed it as well. Yeah, it was very, very nice and cleansing, but I definitely am now feeling like I gotta reacclimate down here, get back to business at hand. And I kind of teased it. The other thing that the news of the break, I'd kind of set myself a little challenge unintentionally. I knew I had a challenge, so as most everybody that's watching knows, I live in apartments, or an apartment. I've shared, lots of praise. I really like the place I live, for by and large, the people that are around here. And in an area as big as mine, you get some that maybe you could change up the personality on a little bit, or the lifestyle, music, driving style choices, all that kind of stuff. But by and large, I really like the area. Love the property manager and everything that they kind of bring to the making it feel like a community. I also have I've never owned my own home, but I've lived in shared houses with friends, and have certainly lived in houses a big part of my life. And from my childhood, my dad taught maintenance and repair and all that. If he was working on something, I was his son. Hey, hold the flashlight, or help give me tools, get in here, learn how the systems work, various stuff. While I'm no contractor or anything, I certainly feel like I'm capable and take on stuff. So it was a bit of a shock when, for the first time in a long time, I was living in an apartment instead of like in college, where they're basically all just tenements. Year to year, the property owners know they're just going to get trashed. There's no maintenance really going into them. As long as they're up to health code and all that, the kids are going to, end of the year, use toothpaste to plug the cracks in their walls and all that kind of stuff, and try to get their damage deposit back for beer money. Well, it was new to me, having maintenance and that kind of stuff. And I do understand that, when you're a building manager, you don't want people screwing around with stuff in the places. You'd rather just do it yourself before a little problem becomes a big problem, that kind of stuff. Well, I had a bathroom drain that had slowed dramatically. It was getting to the point where, like, brushing my teeth would partially fill the sink unless I just, like, trickled the water. And I'm one of those that, like, wets the toothpaste on the brush, turns off the water, and then rinses off the brush and kind of runs the water while I spit into the sink, just to make sure that the toothpaste and all goes down right. And I don't try to waste water and just keep it running the whole time, but I do try to keep things moving. Well, I have a feeling that there's two things kind of going on. In pandemic mode, I've been growing out a beard, and it's gotten substantial. And having never had any kind of long hair whatsoever on my head or anything else, I really kind of wondered if the various clippings. I've been doing my own haircuts with clippers, and while I try to sweep up with my hand or a paper off the counter, but keep the hair out of the sink, I think some of that gets washed into the drain. And also, I had this toothpaste that I accidentally got, like, the full-on, like, white paste toothpaste, as opposed to, like, kind of a colorful, like, more jelly, newer stuff. And I say newer, like, within the last, I don't know, 30 years. Toothpaste innovation. I think they had the blue sparkly things, and then they got rid of those because they figured out that they were getting under people's gums, and like, that wasn't really good. But otherwise, it used to be toothpaste was all this white paste. Well, at one point when I was in the grocery store getting toothpaste among other things, I was like, oh, this is, some kind of, I think it was Crest. Now it's a name drop, but that's ever since they had the anti-cavity campaign in schools as elementary kids. I've been a Crest kid. That marketing works. Anyway, so they had a particular variety on sale, and it wasn't one I'd heard of, but it was like, it wasn't even just the tiny little tubes. It was a big tube for a really good price. I was like, hey, yeah, I'm in. And I get it home and start to use it. And instead of, any of the, like, whitening, it has all that cavity fighting, tartar control, all that. But instead of being any of the, like, gels, that whatever they call the toothpaste stuff these days, This was just like straight up white colored paste. There was none of that. It's still minty and all that. It's kind of just like, and at the time I was like, oh man, I'm totally down. This is like no extra colors and dye. I'm not like all Mr. Organic or anything, but like, you don't need the bright and fancy color packaging, on the on the actual toothpaste. Just, make it as basic as you can. But marketing, all those get their hands on it, and they're like, yeah, what's our new idea for this year? Oh, well, let's make the toothpaste green this year. It'll be extra clean, right? Power of plants. I don't know. Sometimes, it's charcoal or something. There's always something to like try to set you out from the competition. Toothpaste is basically, it's like deodorant or shaving cream or anything else. It's boring stuff. We all need it. So what are you going to do to dress it up and make yours stand out from everybody else's so people will buy it? And a lot of that stuff is just nonsense. It's totally unnecessary. It doesn't do a thing. It's just basically packaging that they add in to make it eye-catching on the store. So initially I was like, hey man, this was a total find. It's cheap. It's doing the same stuff. It's got all the same active ingredients. It just doesn't have the the stuff to make it flashy and fancy and all that. Like I said, it tastes. You wouldn't even know. It just tastes like minty toothpaste, same as any of the others. So at first I was all excited. Well, then as I've been using it, like my drain just got slower and slower in my bathroom sink, and I'm thinking, it's hair and the toothpaste and all that. And so finally, I was like, man, I've done enough on this. And by the way, side plug note, if you work for whatever the companies are that make like Liquid Plumber and all Drano and all that, I apologize. I'm not trying to slander you, but those products are absolute trash. Do not use them. They're bad for your plumbing. They're bad for the environment, and they don't really do anything that great compared to anything else. I mean, yeah, they got some like acids or something in them, but think about that when you're like, oh, I'm just gonna dump this into my drain, and the idea is that it will eat through hair or whatever that's in my sink, but I don't care where it ends up. Like seriously, that's just awful sounding. So when if you do just the least bit of research, you find out that there are very natural things you can do. The first and easiest thing, and this sounds a little gross, and I would definitely advocate if you're concerned about it, get a separate one, but have a plunger for your sinks. I've found when living with roommates who may not be as disciplined about disposal use and what all goes in or what goes into the trash, that a plunger for a kitchen sink can be a huge help. Like eggshells and things like that, even if you send them through the garbage disposal, they can clog the U-bend in your pipe, and that can be a real pain to try to deal with. So that can be something. And apparently that will also work on bathroom sinks for like hair clogs and stuff. I don't know. Never tried it. My take has always been to still get you. Oh, come on. Oh, come back over here. Oh. Yes. Give me a tear. That wasn't a tear. What was that? Oh, that was gunpowder. Okay. Well, now how do we? Oh, is there a tear up there? Are those just XP balls? Yeah, I see you. Oh, too short. Too short to kill. So yeah, don't. if you can possibly avoid it, and I think anybody that's worked with plumbing or anything will say the same. If you talk to plumbers or anybody, don't use liquid plumber stuff, and I don't mean to call them out specifically, Drano or anything else. Any of the liquid drain clearing products, don't use them, because anybody that maintains those systems knows you're also eating the pipe joints and the connections and stuff like that, and it may not do anything to the PVC that's right below your sink, the plastic pipes that usually are now used to connect your sink to the larger plumbing behind the walls in your house, but it's those more metallic pipes that go throughout the actual infrastructure of the house and on out in through the whole plumbing systems of the metropolitan or whatever. Everybody's like, just please don't do that to us, because it's going to eat the connectors and all the shorten the lifespan of the pipes and everything else. We don't want it. Don't use it. And there are certainly ways to get the same effects. Very hot water is probably the best, but also you can add in vinegar. That will help eat through some of that kind of stuff. Just household type products that don't cut into the actual pipes or have the negative effect on the water system, because eventually all our sewage gets treated and sent back. Well, it's sewage cleansing systems are largely designed to deal with the waste that we generate, and other chemicals may not be as much, or they may just create more byproducts in the wastewater treatment process that nobody wants to have to deal with. So again, a little community service pitch there. Don't use that if you can avoid it. And I wasn't. I was. It's very tempting when you're in a rental place to be like, oh, it's not my pipes. What do I care? Just use it. Well, it's kind of karma, right? Do you want to be in the apartment where all of a sudden you've got like a massive leak that's going to involve contractors coming in to get access to the pipes by breaking the wall, and then replacing large segments of pipe? You're going to have to wait potentially at least probably a few days as you don't have direct water, so that means you got to crash at friends or be really inconvenienced in your life. And yeah, that may not happen if you use it there, but if people do that every time when they're in a rental place, every tenant uses it before you, well then you're going to have issues. So just think of it that way. Anyway, I had the slow drain, and I was like, okay, well I know how to deal with this. I've dealt with it in houses and all that. I know the systems. Fully capable. I can do this. I'm a big boy. And so first thing I did, I heated up a kettle of water on the stove. Just as it was getting boiling, I took it in and basically filled the bathroom sink with it, and slow deal. Well, it didn't just immediately start whooshing down the drain, and I was like, okay, well, that's kind of a bummer. And I had, in preparation for this, I'd stopped at the grocery store, and in addition to selling all those liquid products, they also sell a little plastic thing. I think mine was like $3.30 or so. And it's like the cheap version of a plumber's snake. It's like a little plastic thing with some little not quite fish hook looking. They're not that sharp or anything, but like some little catches on the sides, and it'll fish down your drain. And if there's like a clog of hairs, those will catch in the hooks, and then you can pull it back up. So when I poured in the hot water, I didn't see immediate results, and I was like, oh man, all right, well now I'm getting I'm getting payback for all the haircuts and all that kind of stuff. Obviously, too much stuff has gone through, and with this toothpaste, it's just made like a a solid mass that I'm gonna have to deal with. So, anybody that's dealt with it, or anybody that's familiar with a bathroom sink, understands that usually there's a little lever between the hot and cold water knobs, and it controls the drain plug in your bathroom sink. Instead of having to have like a little rubber stopper on a chain or anything like back in the day, you just push the little lever. You can either fill the sink up with water, or you can open it up and drain everything out. And that's pretty good. I don't know if those guys will jump down to come after me or not. I know you're trouble. Oh, hey, stop. So in order to run this little sneaky plastic thing down the drain, you got to remove that latch, the little stopper, because the stopper has like a four-sided little prong that sticks down the drain. And quite often, that's where all the hairs get stuck. Wow, you guys don't do well with stairs, do you? They didn't put those in the pig pen? Sorry. I really thought we were further through all of it. A lot of pigs. There's still more pigs up there. This is again where we may be creating farm. We'll just have to see how it plays out. May just have been that they built up and need to be cleared, kind of like the drain. So I had to clean the drain, and that required getting the stopper out of the sink. Well, the stopper connects to a little under your sink. If you look, anybody can look under their sink. It's totally visible. You may not have noticed it, but back behind the little drain pipe under your sink, there's a little metal like ribbon. It's called a ribbon. It's just a bunch of holes in a stretch of ribbon. It's the same stuff that they like tie up ducting with usually. Very similar. Anyway, it might not be. They're probably coated differently, but well, it's all a very thin piece of metal that has a bunch of holes in it, so it's adjustable. And there's a little rod that sticks out of that, and the ribbon thing attaches to the lever up under or next to your faucet, and the little rod sticks through the drain pipe and has a little loop that the drain plug attaches to. And so when you lift that lever, a very simple machine, it just translates that up and down movement to the drain stopper. All very, very simple and cool stuff. But you got to reach, you got to clear out under your sink, and you got to reach behind it to loosen the nut that's on it, and release the drain stopper. Then you pull the drain stopper up out of the sink. If you're using this as a guide, I hope not, but if you are, put a bucket under your drain first. Anyway, I did. I've done this before, but expect that when you release it, there will be a bit of liquid that will come out, because you're basically opening a hole that's in your drain pipe. So yeah, I take all this apart, and then I fish down the little hair clogger snake sort of thing, and get all the way. It bends around the U-bend pretty easily, but then the pipe snakes back towards the wall, and I couldn't get any further, but I wasn't pulling out any hair, and I'm like, okay, is it further down? Where is this clog? And so I was like, well, I know it's been bad and it didn't clear. I guess while I've got the stopper out, I'll just check the pipe and check the U-bend and everything. Make sure it's not just clogged up with this toothpaste gunk, or that there's anything in the standpipe behind it. So, and again, this is no special tools. In fact, most times if you're using PVC, you don't even want to use it like a wrench. Those connectors nowadays are they have little prongs that stick out just to be fit. You want to tighten them finger tight, but you want to kind of lean on them a bit to make sure you get them very secure. You don't want leaks, but you also don't want to over tighten. You can very easily, it's PVC, it's plastic. You can strip that all the way through, which is no good. You can also warp the, pull on other connector pieces if you put too much tension on one. So, there's lots of, it's just a little bit of practice. It's nothing to be overly intimidated by, except if you're renting and, they'd really prefer that you don't do it. Then be sure you're not just monkeying around and screwing stuff up. So I go through and do all this. And, I've got my bucket. When I first open everything up, sludgy type water comes out of the pipes and everything. And, not too much, but nothing to threaten the bucket. It's just like an inch of kind of toothpastey looking nasty water that came out of the pipe. So I get all that, clear everything out. There's no hair or anything. And I'm like, that's weird. It should probably be like a block, something that I couldn't fish out, but I couldn't see anything. And so I kind of now I'm exposed to the pipe that sticks out straight from the wall, and I kind of reach in there, nothing in there. Paper towel, kind of just wipe out what I can see, and nothing's it's not like an artery that's clogged up enough to give you a heart attack or anything. It's just a little slime on the insides of the pipes, but nothing bad. So I kind of wipe down everything I can see and reach, and okay, well, let's give it a try. Let's put it back together again. And sure enough, when everything's back together, it's draining like a champ. No problem at all. So yay, I solved the problem. Probably with the hot water. I probably didn't need to do anything else. So that's the lesson. If you got a slow drain, and even I'm sure ladies, girls, you've learned this from an early childhood, or anybody that has long hair. That's very probably gender insensitive. Like, look, guys can have long hair, girls can have short hair. It doesn't matter. It's just I grew up in a time when that was a little less common, and not that that's any kind of excuse. Again, it's not that, but I do think probably, unless as a boy you clogged up a few sinks, I think girls probably hear about it more because they may tend to clog up family sinks until they learn, hey, don't rinse your hairs from your hairbrush or anything down the drain. And the longer the hairs, the more likely they are to get tangled and caught and cause issues. So, yeah. So anyway, very hot water will clear up most toothpaste type congestion on drains, and that makes for a pretty easy job. But if you do tear things apart, as I did, then all of a sudden you start dealing with things like, oh, now my conveniently placed little bucket is getting a little drip, drip, drip sound whenever I run the tap. And again, this is, before I did anything like cleaning up or anything, you test it while your bucket's still there, while everything's still exposed. And sure enough, when you put all those pieces back together again, you really have to, kind of trial and error it a little bit. So I'd done all this before any of the videos today, maybe. Certainly possible. But I had not. So I knew it was dripping, and I knew I had to get it dealt with. But it's kind of one of those like I've said on many other things. If it's not working for you, don't fight it. Just would you stop? Don't fight. Just step away. Reset. Come back at it with fresh eyes, fresh mindset, and everything, and you'll probably find it's not as big a challenge anymore. And that was certainly the case. I just had to. I had done it enough times that I was no. All right, does this piece need to be tightened up more? And I was using toilet paper on various parts of the pipe to identify where and this is like tiny little drip. It's not something you can leave though. You can't just have it dripping into your cabinet, right? It was every time you ran it, it would drip. It wasn't even like, don't overfill the sink and it won't be a problem. Which again, still a problem. Don't leave any of those messes, whether you're not. You're responsible if if you started pulling stuff apart. You got to get it back together. So that was what I was working to, and in the end, it all worked very well. I just had to actually had to loosen the U-bend connector to then tighten up the drain stopper lever connector piece thingy, whatever. I don't know the terms because I'm not a plumber. I don't really know what I'm doing, but yeah. So it was kind of the adventure, but it was just something I had to do. Right? I couldn't. Did I kill he looked angry, and he's a pigman. At least I'm in a safe spot, but that could be bad. Are you mad at me? Are you both mad at me? Are you all mad at me? Oh, this is unfortunate. This complicates things a bit. I kind of want to see if they'll swing at me. Is it only you three? So, we haven't had to talk about this much. Zombie pigmen start neutral. As we've played this whole time, they don't want to hurt you at all. However, if whether or not we're in a good spot here to clear them out. If you there's no indicator. Plumbing story gone. So you don't know how long. Man, I gotta organize my thoughts here. Unfortunately, I'm not getting any good bow shots. If you kill one first shot, you won't get aggro from any others. They won't. It's kind of like a you got away with murder kind of deal, right? They don't know how to deal with you at that point. But if you don't, then they keep. It's kind of like the zombies, right? They have this quiet ability to Oh, now I got a gas too. Is he in here? You have a quiet ability to. Oh man! All right, let me while he's squawking here. Neutral zombie pigmen get aggroed if you inadvertently hit them with a weapon, or as I did, if you think they're one of the piglins and you shoot them with your bow intentionally, and then you don't kill them outright. So that was the case. All the others started coming, and they kind of have this quiet distress call, but everything within range will come to their aid. So you get attacked by any of the other pigmen that are around, and that will spread. Particularly if you're in the kind of just the surface of the Nether, this can be a great way to delete your world. They're not anything too formidable individually, but when they start attacking in numbers, look out. Oh boy. Speaking of look out, that could be a real problem. I want to say their aggro can last anywhere from like 5 minutes to like 20. Does that sound right? Anybody, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't know. This isn't something I just try to go deal with. Although we're at a part in the game where we can, even if they're still coming after us, we can kind of handle ourselves. It's not. No, who are you? Ooh, you're one of these guys. All right. I don't know how I shot you up. Yeah, we'll just kind of hope to clear the deck here. I think, at least if there are other pigmen around, they're not coming. And I think there's a point where, if you kill off everyone around, the message stops getting sent, right? If new ones spawn, they're not going to be hostile necessarily. Maybe. Don't quote me on that. We'll still be a little cautious here. But we're not just going to cower in fear either. We'll just be ready to run. That's our kind of dealing with it, being prepared. What am I? It's really hard to finish my thought here with the pigman hostility. It's some amount of time, and you'll kind of see. I've definitely, like first trip to the Nether when it happens to you. Good idea to just make a bunker. Dig straight back into that hole or that wall. Plop up a block so they can come up at you and not get you, so you can see them, and then you'll know, hey, they're still coming at me, or no, they're done now. They don't seem to be coming at me anymore. They've lost interest, and then you'll know when it's safe. Don't try to take them on if you're not equipped. Now we are kind of better off. Keep your gold apples ready and everything, just in case it gets ugly. But by and large, if we don't fall in a hole where there's a bunch of them or anything, we're back to kind of business. And there's not as many. there's more piglins, and they're just generally hostile to us. So, now what would be a typical game move at that point is, oh, did all the zombie pigmen get angry at you? Well, we'll throw some of those brutes at you as well with their gold axes, their extra hit points. Just, if you have your hands full, don't worry. We'll give you a few extra things to deal with. All right. Through you. This should get anybody else's attention. Well, I thought, oh yeah, we're gonna be clearing this up, no problem. Here we go. We're not exactly on a pace to light the world on fire here, are we? That can go. All right. While we're here. Pick up all this extra. Get angry, my friends. Okay. Now, where will we break the wall that suddenly makes us exposed again? That looks like a good candidate. Aside from the incident with the pigmen, it seems to be working out as a pretty good level floor-wise. It's got some holes. It's not complete by any means, but I think our plan was a good one to just go down and work our way back up. Make sure we grab that. Look out for holes. Look out for trouble. So, yeah, it's famous last words here. I don't even want to say it to avoid the trouble, but kind of seems like maybe we got things back under control. I keep waiting for the inevitable disaster, but hey, look at that. I hear you, snorty pig. I don't know where you are, why your snortiness is so terrifying, but both are true. That's a long way down. It's potentially way down. Yeah. Why don't we just bridge this? That seemed like a good idea. Looking at the floor, watching for holes, trying to anyway. And holes for falling, and holes for things that could come up to get us. Both potentially equally bad. Somebody's cooking. Where he came from. Did we ever feel we were in the midst of the plumbing story when things got bad? So, yeah, for me the issue is just the U-bend pipe and loosening that just enough so I could snug up the connector on the drain plug. And it's just that trial and error. Oh, I think the thing I meant to say was I was using just using a bit of tissue. When you've got a drip like that, and it can be hard to see. And of course, I even talked about it the other day when there was like a storm coming. I was like, oh yeah, I have this headlamp that I hang on a real obvious hook right in kind of off my kitchen. It's kind of like, technically it would be like the dining corner in an apartment, but I have a table there that just has stuff on it. I usually eat either in the kitchen or just kind of in my living room area here. But I have this, one of my camping headlamps is just always hanging there in case the power goes out. I know exactly where it is. I don't have to hunt around for it. It's just right there, ready to go. And so, that perfect, working under a sink. You put on the headlamp, you got lots of light under there, everything you can see. Yeah, I go to do that, and it's dead. Battery's cooked, and I can't find it. I know I have a flashlight in my toolbox. Who knows if the battery's good there? But that's like buried in my closet under a bunch of winter boots, and it's like a big ordeal just to dig everything out. And I was like, I can do this. I don't even need it. So I could, I knew it was dripping, and just with my finger, I was able to determine which side of the U, was all you have to do. Is it wet? Is it not wet? And so I knew it right away. All right, one side is dry, one side is dripping. That's the side I got to focus on. And it was the side, of course, right under the sink. So it had the stopper connection, which is kind of just a little ball joint that prevents water from flowing through what's otherwise a hole in your drain pipe, and then the connection to the U-bend itself. And I was pretty confident from the start, because unless the U has filled and there's enough pressure to force water out, that's a gravity, there's a screw connection on there, but it's basically gravity, right? You gotta fight gravity to pull that water back the wrong way, and go through the threads and everything. There's ways that it can leak. It can be a problem, but it's much more likely it's going to be the little drain stopper deal. So I just had to loosen that up. But if you put a little bit of tissue, toilet paper, pull a few squares together so that you can make a little rope of it, and then wrap the pipe in that, both below the level of the stopper valve and at the sounded very loud and scary. Well, I don't know where you guys are. Ooh. That sounds like a pig. Again, not pigs, hogs, I know, but I'm using them a bit interchangeably while we're here in the Nether. I know our domestic pigs are different. Well, we don't even have any, but we've fed a few along the way. We've seen pigs. Man, they sound angry. I wish I could get a clear shot. Oh, I can't. Oh! There's one of you. Friends want to come up and see what happened? Okay. Whoa. What? Why do you have to sound so terrifying? Now. Oh, is that the brute? Maybe that's the brute sound. Now I'm even more terrified. All I know is that sounds horrifying to me. Wow. Are they fighting each other? What's going on? What are you guys doing? see one of the black shirt dudes or an axe. Are you the axe guy? Are you the axe guy? Alright, well, could have just been that there were a bunch of them. We may never know. Really hit the block instead of the hoglin. Alright, let's go back through. I think we severely underestimated the time it's going to take to clear some of this stuff out. Especially if I keep hitting pigmen instead of piglins. We'll try to avoid that. Oh boy, are those guys all mad at me? Look at all them over there. Oh, maybe they're hunting maybe they're hunting again. Does feel like we're so close now to getting a pathway all the way down to the ground level, and that would speed things up a bunch. Then we can, just kind of should have brought a gate. Well, I don't want to tow one around, but gate would be handy now. We could just gate that off so nobody can follow us. Maybe even make it just a sneaky jump that we could parkour through and nobody else could, and make that our access. Speaking of which, how are we doing on our chests? Pretty good. Well, not imminent danger yet, but always take notice when the pigmen are aggroed a bit. I think we're back to the old clear the floor scenario, which is not my favorite. Wait, is this still... We seem to be all split levels, discombobulated. We don't know what's going on. It's kind of where I just am like... starting moving down. What I don't want to do is trap myself or leave little random bits like that sticking up. Or give too much access to the ground level where they can just start coming at me from every which way. Like this little piggy. Yeah, this is maybe the way to go. Is just now we're down to pulling sections again. I may regret this, but I think trying to like just pull those individually is just a huge disaster, right? Way better to do it. To do it like this. Nice shot. It's a good shot, man. Hi, Skilly. I've watched you fall from up... Oh, maybe you're just on that ledge. You should have taken more damage than that. Alright, we're here. Let's reset here real quick. Boom, boom, boom. Boom. All filled up there. Goes into the done pile. It's picked back. Oh, man, let's go get the skelly trash just in case it lingers and we have to go up the stairs or something. Have it out of the way. Alright. All three of those up. Oh, no. Don't be mad. Are we cool? I don't mean you no harm, my friends. They seem to be happy again. At least if not happy, they're not upset murderously, which is just fine. Oh, you guys practice your rage. I can't wait to see how angry you get when I break this chest. Maybe that's a way to trick them, though. If you just straight up axe their chests instead of opening them, does that make them more or less mad than usual? Let's try it. Oh, I don't want to lose anything, though. Alright. I mean, they don't seem any different. What do we get? Nothing too awesome. No ancient debris or netherite ingots, which I think you can just get a straight up ingot at times. That's pretty sweet when you can manage it. Maybe not. Maybe you just get the pieces. You guys are sounding a bit more hostile. At least more active. Hi. Yeah, about earlier. Sorry about that. Is that your cousin? Okay, let's go back and get that sidewall before we forget it. Oh, and these were my bridges. Don't need those floating around, right? Go for it. Oh. Did you hear that? They mad at you? Me. You got my back? Huh? I like your cool sword. Whoa! Oh, does it just use the spectral? So that's spectral arrow. That shows the outline of your enemies. Whoa! Hey. Okay, we're so cool. Ah, that's so cool. I never even considered with the infinity that now those. Am I using those up? Oh, I am using. Okay, so they do not infinity. They'll just get used. I don't use them, as you saw from my reaction. Like, what happened there? I don't use those a whole lot, but I kind of hate to just waste them for no reason, right? Let's kind of take another layer and work our way back over. Clear all that anyway, just so it's not left floating by accident. Seems like something I would do. Lantern. Yeah, we got a lot of random junk. Might as well. Oh! This could be the trouble. The trouble we never wanted. Alright. Get! Oh no! Oh, apple. Apple. Now. Hit the wrong button. I can't even see my stuff anymore. What is that? Oh, this is such a disaster. I can't get to my apples. I need my inventory back, people. Okay. That was total luck. Oh no. Oh my god. No idea if I'm about to die or not. Okay, what? X, C, Z, F1. Oh my. Oh. Get me heals. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's the worst I've ever had it in Minecraft. I can't believe I didn't die. Oh my gosh. What? So that was F1? I was hitting 1 to get to my sword, I guess, and I must have clipped that. Don't ever forget, F1, if you can't find your inventory and you're blind, first of all, that's the dumbest thing. We should map that to something that I never ever hit. I guess that's for, like, screenshots, right? Oh! Oh! Woo! So the best thing I did there, in the midst of it, was get the apple. And then I was in the lava, and I was kind of like, all right, I'm cool. I can just swim around and kind of not knowing where I need to go, I can deal. I can keep popping apples, and then all of a sudden everything was gone. And that was when it was full-on panic mode. And run around just... And then I was like, for a second, I got... I had blocks or something, enough to move, but it wasn't what I needed, and it was kind of like, okay, well, I got to the sword, I could kind of fight off a few of these guys. Wow. F1. And I really really thought there's like a reverse hands. Is that X or Z? I don't know. Now I'm just V. I'm just confusing myself. We survived. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, it's on. All I wanted. Oh yeah, I should. Let's do the chests while we're up here, because we really that whole disaster started with the spectral arrows. Oh, we shouldn't use them all. Just use them, huh? Blue box. Oh yeah, get angry. I hope you guys are so infuriated. Let me just keep closing and reopening. Oh, and the spectral arrows don't even make it cooked, so then you end up with 2 stacks. Nice. Now that we're here, only 2 stacks, but who cares? Maybe we'll make them mad. You guys almost took my world. Oh. It's on. You ready for war? I'm coming for you. All of you. You pig. Self-induced, though. Oh. No! I said I wanted war, I guess, huh? Once again, self-induced. But at least now we have kind of a little fallback if all of a sudden pigmen start raining. From that ledge, like 20 of them, we just run for cover and block the hole. Yeah. Things are getting a bit crazy. Let's just check the time. 1:12. Nope. I wasn't even close. I can't believe we almost lost the world. It was because I fell. That is a huge liability now. We should make that very visible. This is a hole to lava. I kind of want to... clear these far sides, but I also kind of just want to cut a... Really? You guys still want to play? Who else? Who else wants some? I hear you drawing. Oh, did you shoot the rock instead? Oh, I'm sorry about that. Brick, rock, whatever. Wasn't me. That's what he was aiming at. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. It's kind of like any close call in life, like getting a car accident or something, a fender bend, minor stuff where it's like, or you like slide a little bit, if you're not used to it or whatever, fishtail or spin out a little bit. No damage done, but it's one of those where afterwards, you kind of like get out of it and you're like, oh yeah, and then afterwards you're like, man, that could have been really bad. I can't believe we were chilling with half a heart. Not at all good. Let's let's not do that, huh? But we did, didn't we? We did. They didn't take it. And I gave them every chance. They were so set to wreck me. I didn't panic. Golden apples. That's why we've got them. If I'd had, I don't carry it. There's, might load it up for like the wither fight or something, but I don't carry the enchanted just on a day-to-day. It's just too much. There's not enough reasons. This would have been I wouldn't have found it though. When it really got bad, I couldn't see my inventory. F1. Man, how many times do I have to scream that to ingrain it to myself? If I can just turn that off, we may go check the key maps here eventually. That is awful. Awful. That almost cost me my dang world. And I'm sure I've heard that before. I'm sure it's like a thing. Never occurred. It never happened to me like that before. But yeah, that's when bad things happen. When you're rushing and panicking and in a bad situation, your fingers mistype a key, and all of a sudden you're panicking instead of acting deliberately, and that's not a good place to be. Not hardcore. Oh man. What? Hang on. What? We are in day 603. Can you imagine a 603-day world? I pretty much jinxed it earlier when I said, oh yeah, we're one episode away from 75. Let's not, oh man. Those holes just gave me like the sinky feeling in the stomach. Like, are you kidding me? I don't want to drop again. So bad. Oh, hi, pig. Yeah, I'm calling you pig. You may think you're tougher, like a boar, but you call them boars, B-O-R-E. You're boring. Your stories, anecdotes, your play style. Yeah, I remember when we fell down that hole. See, like a fall, that's not a big deal. Making the inventory go away. I don't want to play that game anymore. The worst part is they're all there, right? Like, if you knew, scroll wheel, like, alright, I'm in this, 2 turns gets me this, but you got a whole herd of piglins after you, so you gotta be running the whole time too. There's no time to like pause and reflect on it. Oh, I should do this. I tell you what though, oh, I should not fall down that hole. Is this connected? Speaking of torches, let's put one of those down. Still, this kind of like hits in waves. It's not like I'm shuddering or anything, but just every few minutes, like, can you believe that almost was the end right there? We'd never get to see s'more again. Salty or guava. Oh, I'd be devastated. Speaking of which, that was not a good place to, I didn't want to get knocked back. Alright, let's get this dealt with before more pigs. Yeah, pigs. You heard me. Alright. I think I should be taking one more of these down. So yeah, spectral arrows, interesting. They will fire with precedence, but they cancel out infinity. Again, I think I've known all these things, but I never... I even think you can craft spectral arrows, I think. Don't quote me on that, but I think you can somehow, or other tipped arrows. Maybe that's all bedrock. I don't know. I just find with Infinity Power 5, you're doing well enough. The spectral effect can be very beneficial in raids when you got like one enemy left in a raid and you can't find them because they got stuck in a cave or something, but you can get that effect by ringing the village bell. So before you ever set up a raid, unless they happen accidentally because you just either don't know or forget that you've got the bad omen effect, but if you're planning a raid or looking for a village that you could use to host a raid, if you want to call it hosting, make sure it's one with a bell, because if you find that one of the waves hasn't completed, then it is a good likelihood. Oh my gosh, look at them all. Oh, what are we doing? Are we gonna have to fight all those guys? This is our corner, right? Let's oh, look at him. He's out there like, yeah, what? Don't mind me. I want to make sure we can just skedaddle if we have to. I can run a heck of a long way if I have to. Of course, I don't have a clear shot at the gap. So he's probably already through and coming up here to try to get us. But yeah, I think the new strategy is clear out this corner. So we can kind of eat and run, so to speak. Dine and dash. I used to run a series of 5Ks. Just, like community races, put on by some running club, and there's a big civic race in Boulder, called the Boulder. It's spelled Bolder, Boulder, and then Boulder. Okay, they're still... I don't think they're coming after me. Oh, man. They're over into this corner, though, aren't they? So every Memorial Day coming up, actually RL, depending on when you watch this, yeah, it's a 10K citizens race, but really cool. It winds all through Boulder, and then finishes in the university football stadium, and like a lot of races there coordinated to that. And then they do all the like handouts of stuff are right there in the stadium, all the snacks and drinks and all that kind of stuff. I think you get like a beer coupon and some of that kind of stuff. And honestly, it's been a while since I've run it. It's definitely a thing to do. It's a very cool, fun experience, and people. Lots of community fun runs are very similar. Does the costumes, all the people with neighborhood, that where it cuts through neighborhoods have like slip and slides and stuff out in their yard. So some people, will just go do all that, and so it's a big party, and the waves go like most of the day. I think the elite runners are going off at like 6-7 a.m. Something really early to get. maybe I'm misremembering, but it's early. They get in, get done, and get out of there before it gets too hot, or the weather can screw up their times or whatever. Because I mean, there are, like any marathon or big run, there are prizes for the pro level runners, and I don't know what that's not me. No, by the time I got through college, I'd reprioritized a few of those things. I found this wonderful beverage called beer, and that limited my... Man, if I was confident I could straight up kill any of them, I would. Oh, he's right there. How far down is this? If I go bomp, 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 bomp. Ha ha! Oh, did you? Oh, and then you shot your buddy. Want me to shoot you now? For shooting your buddy? How many more of you are there? There's you. Oh, is that the pig? Hi, pig. Oh, there. Shoot you in the feet. The trotters. Okay, now... You. A few more here. Oh, boy, every time it's... You realize you almost lost this world? Whoa! Oh, too close. Oh, yeah, more coming. You just come on over there. So sadly, we're still not quite down here. Can I maybe do stairs here? Oh. Let's get these out of the way. Okay. Light that. Oh, this is what I'd been on the brink of. Oh, I see. Come on. Yeah, get angry. Oh, okay. Oh no, I did it again. Why is that such a deal right now? Get distracted by those pants. I've never seen that before, and now at least I know what it is. I don't know. Maybe it's this keyboard. Until I started recording, I've said in the past I use just, typical wireless mouse and keyboard. No fancy gamer stuff or anything like that. And I'd had one that was like a large-scale ergo, kind of wrist rest and all that kind of stuff. And recently, just before I kind of started recording any episode, not just today or anything, but before I ever started recording YouTube videos, right before that, that keyboard, even if I swapped the batteries, it just wasn't responding well, and was feeling very very, risky in any of my play, and whatever the games were or anything like that. It just didn't feel like it was working right. So I had it for years. It wasn't new or anything. It wasn't like, oh, this totally failed to meet my expectations. No, it had a good long run. Sometimes those things just wear out. They're consumables. So I swapped out, and I've always had a kind of a travel. It's the same deal, even if I'm on work travel, or just visiting friends or whatever. It's nice to have a keyboard that's not just the one on your laptop. It's been years since I've actually wanted to type on a laptop keyboard itself. I think the kind of touchpads. I mean, like sometimes if you're booting it up or whatever, you use it, but. So I have a small footprint. It's no bigger than my laptop. I don't know what the dimensions of my laptop are, but I mean, it's over a foot. It's not probably not quite 18 inches. Somewhere in there, maybe it's 18 inches. I don't know, but it's not wide. And it'll fit in a laptop bag along with a laptop. So between that and a smaller mouse, it's not too bad. But I'm wondering if that's why, when I've gotten in these situations, I've inadvertently hit this F1 key. I don't know. I wonder, have I done it before and it's been so traumatic I've just kind of blocked it out? Maybe. I don't think so, though. That was uniquely terrifying when I was running for my life there. I was pretty sure it was over. Glad it's not, though. Gonna try real hard not to, but I think I will. We'll look into remapping that key, because it's certainly not something I use. Is that cinematic mode, maybe? Am I remembering that right? So it's ringing bells. I don't know if that was something like John Bams talked about at one point, but it is a full-on, unmitigated disaster when you're playing hardcore. That's a world eater. And I don't want the world eaten. We got a lot of holes here. Oh, look at that, man. That's good, seeing the blocks you placed from your tunnel. Oh, whoo! Yeah, certainly not comfortable. It's dangerous in here. That's a gold block, though. If they're hunting the hoglins, though, I want them to keep doing that. Ooh. Who's doing what? Anybody after me? So I kind of think, if, with the exception of the original far side, which we can reach from the bridge or, build the stairs up, I kind of think we're at a level where we can, see ya. Is he still down there? At a level where we can kind of work our way around and clear this stuff out. I mean, you can see, I think that's kind of the base. Oh, look at that nether quartz. You never let me down like the F1 key. You make stairs to help me get these blocks. Ooh, that was sneaky of you. Nice tactic, though. Change level as you're drawing your crossbow. That's where it's getting there. Hey, remember that one time when I almost lost my world? That was fun, huh? Wonder how much time has gone by now since the last time we looked. That's the rush, though, my friends. Hardcore vanilla Minecraft. All the time you put in, and then it's just gone in a blink. That would have been a real... I think it's got to be this keyboard. That's got to be what's kind of tricking me into... inaccurate finger placement on the keys, but sure feels unnecessary. And when one of those keys is the one, which happens to be what I put my sword on, on this keyboard, those are real close, so I can see how it happens, but it's so tough when I can see you coming, are you? Come on. Don't make me take drastic measures. By which I mean having to pillar up to something. I know your last holdouts are getting thin. I am glad in all that. I'll have to. I don't have enough time, honestly. I appreciate the views and all that. I wonder if anyone will ever have the time to get all the way through this. It's a lot of recorded time. I don't have the time to get back through. At some point it would be cool to highlight these up. And this may be what gets me out there to try to find the video editing solution that I need, because pulling clips is currently something I don't know what to do. Maybe that's already built in. Windows can just do that for me, or I'm sure there's a million people that would like to sell me something to do it, or a million companies. Alright, let's use our newfound safety. I'm not feeling very risk averse at the moment, people. I don't know if you understand why, but I'm telling you this. What? Oh, is that for? Oh, because we popped this chest, didn't we? Oh, of course. What can we possibly stack? Still no. I can stack. Chest. Yeah, another one of those. Alright, let's clean up this. Nope. What am I doing? It's got to be a time I can feel these misclicks, or just the shot of... Again, I've like I said, I've been in enough, you know, doing some rock scrambling when a foot slips or something, and you suddenly find yourself sliding, or car spin outs, accidents, all that kind of stuff. I know what real adrenaline feels like. This is not it, but I still feel it, and I'm just wondering. Oh, that sounds like potential trouble. 140. All right, we got enough time to. Now, where are you even getting to? Are they just going to start spawning here? We'll have to deal with this a little bit, but... that one's still got one. We need another junk box for armor and bows, but that may become more of a deal here as we get low. If, as I kind of guessed, this is becoming more and more of a farm as we go, and like our Enderman, you know, not anything automated or overly complex, just natural spawning features enhanced, like the Enderman. You know, you just kind of set up a situation where you're advantageous and can take them on. If that's what is in fact happening here, then yeah, well, this is no longer the once traumatic experience it was, but we should use the opportunity to kind of confirm our path out and try not to break our steps. Okay. I would much rather work from the top down, but I do see the... Ooh. We may actually want to put a whole floor in. I don't know if there's any difference Blackstone versus the netherrack in terms of spawning of the mobs. Yeah, when all these blocks are on the floor, it gets harder to see the little holes, doesn't it? Kind of natural camo. Alright, stop that from being an issue. All the way back around you. Still got to get over here. So happy to see you, magma blocks. I've missed you so much, and I was worried that you were lonely. Since we carved the tunnel, I just said, oh, if only we could have a whole bunch more of those to have to gather up for no good purpose. And now here you are. Alright, so we're getting close on time. Oh, I'm still pressing through here. I'm just kind of tied up in it. One part of me would really like to get back and finish up from home. Hug my dog and cat and bird and tell them how glad life tastes sweeter. I don't take them for granted anymore. They're so special. We almost lost them. But I'd kind of like to look at the key mappings here, and I know we're running out of time, but at the same time, I'm like, oh man, we're so close now. And we're really not, because we got that whole other side we're going to have to take down. But in these quiet moments, it's like, oh, well, we've reduced the spawning area. There can't be, there won't be as many. We'll be coming down to their level again. So even if they do build up, we'll have a height advantage until the very end. So yeah, it's tempting to just push on, but I think kind of the compromise is we'll go back out to our little box set to wrap this up here. Just a moment. At some point, whenever I decide to stop, and I would seriously like to take a loop, take a look at those key bindings if I can. I think that's pretty straightforward in the options controls. It's been a long time since I've even bothered to look. Kind of thought I was through all that with the keys. Like, oh yeah, I know Minecraft. I've been playing this game for how many years? Oh, that was a shock. So yeah, I'll have some viewing fun to get back to, though. That's for sure. I think some of these are getting a bit more natural as opposed to just stuff I put up, maybe. Alright, let's make that nether rack the edge. Let's pick up these few pieces. Let's go back to the hallway. Let's kill this pig. No more drama. Alright, you're just a pig man, not a piglin. Okay. Top up our food. We'll figure all this out in the next episode. Options. Controls. Auto jump. There isn't even an F1. What is that? F11 toggle full screen. Well, I just always play in full screen. The perspective we know, the screenshot we know. That's like the biggest bait I've ever seen in my whole life. It isn't even marked, yet it's a command. If that's what I'm thinking it was, is there like a... I mean, I was looking for an F1, right? And... F, that was the one that's thrown me off in the past, where I've incidentally hit that instead of like D, and ended up swinging a totem or a torch. Yeah, like so much of the stuff is not listed. This is awful. I don't know what that even means. But seriously, that is... Oh, wait. No, I don't want to do that now. Reset. Okay, so now it's nothing. Done. Kind of feels like maybe I've... Oh, wait, what did I... no, that wasn't what I wanted to do. Gasp. Again, it's like the game is listening. It's like it's got its built-in Alexa. It's listening. Oh, don't scare me like that. Oh my gosh. Too much to handle. Alright. It's still there. Sorry if this goes long, but this actually feels legitimately, so. Done. Back to game. What does F10 do? To my knowledge, nothing. Let's make F10 the key. Options, controls. Now, F10. There we go. Done. Back to game. F. Seriously? What the ever living? I got two more options here. We're gonna try them all. How much time do we have? All right, we're close. We still got almost 10 full minutes. Back to game. Why? Okay, one more. You guys, just chill. I know it's a black screen. Here, we'll give you the slide. Cause I gotta relaunch the game. It's pulling back up right now. You guys are helping me for science. If this doesn't work, we're gonna have to take it offline and research, because I'm sure other people have had this issue. Just waiting for it to come back up now. Hey, if it's any consolation, the last video is now, oh, there you go. You guys can see it. It's coming. Let me get it. Well, it hasn't fully loaded yet. If it's any consolation, my last video has almost loaded. Pretty scary. Blop. 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 Let's go. Gasp and pretty scary. Yeah, you guys are paying attention. Can you pay attention and maybe pop up in there how to remap the cinematic key? Mojang Microsoft, I want to know how to remap the cinematic key. Tell me it. Oh, looked all Vertigo sideways. All right. F10. Come on. Is that because that's like an ineligible key? I don't know. I'm terrified though. Like, how do I just turn off that? This seems like just a total game bait. How am I going to remind myself every day that that is a potential disaster? I don't know. Anyway, we've thematic, whatever. You guys can see a black screen. Oh, I didn't mean to do that though. Put away the studio. Well, it's been exciting. I'll give you that. We somehow eked our way through. We'll get a video up. I'm gonna try to do two things because I've got to do some Dreadmore videos anyway. So it'll probably be a little gap. I hope it won't be a full day. I'd like to get another episode up, but there's a hockey game I kind of want to watch tomorrow night. It's late, but I've got stuff to do in the real world. I've got at least one episode of Dreadmore to record. Maybe I'll get that tonight. Really, I need to do two. But I don't mind getting those trimmed down pretty quick. We'll see. I'd also, and I may tonight, look at trying to get that key remapped and trying to edit video. Get some clips pulled out. So if you guys have I've asked before, but I know commenting can be scary. If you guys know of a good tool for editing, that would be real helpful to me. So, but you're already awesome. Before you do that, feel free to hit a like or just leave a general comment. I'd love to see those as well. I hope you enjoy this one. I don't know if I enjoyed it in the moment, but I definitely love the feeling that this game can evoke. It's crazy, and this was one of the crazier moments in the game. So, look forward to more of the same in the future. Not too often, I hope. And by the skin of our teeth, it looks like we'll at least start a 75th episode. So look forward to that next time. Until then, as always, you guys take care of yourselves and do take breaks between your game sessions or your videos. Get outside and see a bit of the world. Look at the sky unless it's raining, and then don't look straight up unless you're wearing goggles. Be safe. But take care of yourselves. Take care of others. If you can, if they need a hand, lend it to them. It's one of the best free thrills in the world. So, until the next time, stay awesome, all of you, and I'll look forward to seeing you right back here. Bye now.